You may be planning a summer road trip very soon, but before you leave the driveway, you should ask yourself, is my vehicle road ready? Well, here with some great advice is the always ready Scott Romine with Gwatney Buick GMC. Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you.
Yeah, how you been?
I try to be ready. I've been good.
You are. Well, you're going to help get us ready because this is something all of us need to think about before we take off on the cross-country journey or even just across the state.
Put it on your checklist to stop in Gwatney Buick GMC. We're right next to Sam's in North Little Rock. Pull in the service drive and ask for our free multi-point inspection. It's free. It will cost you nothing.
Yeah.
And we're going to look at tires and battery and coolant, oil and transmission fluid, all the things. And you may pass it with flying colors, or we might find a thing that's going to leave you on the side of the road in Kansas or Florida,
absolutely,
wherever you were going.
Yeah, exactly. And peace of mind is priceless.
Absolutely.
So, and free peace of mind is even better. Start talking about tires because I guess that's probably where most people would wonder if it's time.
Yeah, tires work better in the summertime. We've all seen a drag race, and you know that those guys do a burnout before they pull up to the starting line because that traction, that hot tire. The problem is when the summer is when the heat is too much. And a lot of times that comes from an underinflated tire.
Would they wear more in the heat? I would think
they're going to wear more in the heat. Yeah, you're leaving a little of that rubber, on the highway.
Right. Yeah, burnout's not recommended.
So
on the highway.
Let us take a look at your tires and see where you're at before you take off.
All right, let's look under the hood a little bit. The battery is another thing.
One of the things that people get wrong here is we all assume that the wintertime and the cold is what kills the battery. Actually, the heat of the summer is harder.
Really?
Because the battery has a liquid electrolyte inside of it, and the heat just speeds up that process. What I tell people to consider is coming into Gwatney Buick GMC and ask to upgrade to an AGM battery. Now, that's not a brand, that is a type. It's called absorbed glass matte. And that means that those electrolytes are suspended in these really, really thin sheets of fiberglass.
Okay.
So the battery is completely sealed. You could mount the thing upside down. It would work perfectly. It will never leak. And it will last twice as long as a regular battery.
Is that right?
It's a little more expensive to have an AGM battery. And a lot of people at home like to have a battery charger or a trickle charger.
Yep.
You want to make sure that is AGM rated if you switch to one of these type batteries. So
yeah, but you're still talking about value. If this battery is going to last twice as long, then it's probably still you're coming out cheaper in the long run.
Great thing to have.
Scott, I'll be straight with you. If I have a flat tire, I'll change it and move on. If I need to change my battery, I'll go get a battery. But if my air conditioner's not working, I'm turning around and going home.
I remember a time when air conditioning was an option on a car.
Yes, of course.
Can you imagine that?
Right.
You couldn't sell a car with an air conditioner.
Yeah, they only sell those like in Greenland now.
I mean that's just not a thing. So we deal with this a lot, and the way we find the problem looks a lot like an episode of CSI Miami. So we'll put a little bit of dye in the AC system and then actually take a UV flashlight and look for the places where it is leaked out. Sometimes people come in and say it's cold but it doesn't blow very hard. And that could be an indicator that your cabin air filter is clogged.
Right.
So that's the easiest fix of all. We put you a new cabin air filter in there. So things to keep in mind.
All great advice. You brought some visual aids here for us. What have you got for us?
I recommend having one of these. I talked about how important it is for your PSI to be right in your tires. This is totally portable. It charges in your house. And when you know whatever your factory spec is, say it's 35, you just dial it up to 35. And it will stop at 35. So this is the easiest way to deal with the tires. I'm a motorcycle guy, so I have spent 30 plus years riding all over the United States. So we really take this trip planning stuff to heart because we're exposed. We have a limited range with our gas tank. So these are things I keep on my bike that I would recommend having on a road trip. And one is, this is the smaller, more portable version of what I just showed you.
Okay.
This really helped save. My wife and I were on a honeymoon here a few years ago, and I had this. And we flew to Orlando and got a rental car with a slow tire leak. So instead of losing a day of Disney dealing with this rental car, I used this to just put a little air that I had lost overnight back in the tire. So this is the really portable, and the great thing about this one, it charges off USB-C.
Right.
So you could keep it on charge in the cab of the car all the time. This, I've got several of these. I feel like Gallagher with my props here. Battery jump start.
Yes.
Yeah, from a completely dead battery, there's some kind of weird alien science. This thing will start a car.
It will. I've started my car with one of those.
Unbelievable.
Best gift I ever got
Oh, yeah.
for Christmas. And I've got one of those in each of my son's cars as well.
I carry this in motorcycles. You could definitely have one in your car. It is a very well thought out first aid kit.
Yeah.
And even stuff like glow sticks, if you didn't have a flashlight on the side of the road, gauze. There are things in here you didn't know you needed,
Until
and
you
that
need
you
it.
would never think of if you tried to assemble this thing yourself. This one comes from mwraps.com.
Awesome. Scott, thank
So
you.
anyway,
Great
thank
advice. Happy trails to everybody out there who's going to enjoy a road trip. Just visit them over at Guadagnino Buick GMC.
That's right. Just
First.
pull in the service drive for that free inspection.
Appreciate it. Back with more Good Morning Arkansas here after you watch this quick commercial message.